What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I do take time on the video, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So, today we will be talking about Alicia Andrews. Quick disclaimer: you ain't you've been here before. Might look a little different doing it off the iPhone right now because my MacBook went out. But, anyways, if you don't remember the name Alicia Andrews is the one woman who is on the case of the murder of Julio Foolio. As we know, um, Julio Foolio was murdered last year in Orlando, Florida, actually, where he was set. I think it was after actually, where he was doing a show, and he was followed, from the show and killed in the hotel parking lot. So, if you don't remember, well, one, Julio Foolio is a Jacksonville rapper who is associated with, Six Block and is rivaling with ATK, Young and Ace, basically, who a couple other people on this case are ATK as well, but we do have some 1200 members as well. That being Isaiah Chance and Sean Gaswright are the ATK members, and then Davion Murphy and Rashad Murphy are the 1200 members who are all on the murder case. So, like I said, in the total is 5 of them, including Alicia Andrews. And yeah, that's pretty much the case right now. So we have got, Alicia Andrews is the first one who is set to go to trial. And obviously, her being a lone woman, it's a lot of pressure put on that. And pressure, what I mean by is flip on them. Obviously, when you're a woman like this, and you gotta see she is falling to that pressure at least in the defense that they're trying to use. So, basically from a couple videos and what's came out, what we found out is that at first she tried to use domestic abuse or domestic violence basically defense. So she basically saying that she was being beaten and forced into basically giving up the location. Because if you didn't know, she was the one who basically, gave the drop and gave the location where they were able to find him. And then, after that, so, we know what happened. R.I.P. to Julio Foolio. But we end up seeing that so she has been denied from using that. And we also found out that she had a 18-year plea agreement on the table that she denied, and she is refusing to testify at this moment in time. So yeah, bro. Obviously, there's some cut-ups from the lawyer here, so I'll put that in there. But
And that's what that case law, that Florida State Supreme Court case law cites to you. It doesn't matter how afraid or scared you may be of one of your co-defendants. In fact, that Cole case is a woman who was charged along with a male co-defendant of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Duress is never going to be an excuse if you're fearful of your own life to take another's life. And so that is the point. The jury shouldn't be able to hear what any sort of issues that she does have with a co-defendant, because that defense is not available to her for first-degree premeditated murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree premeditated murder.
And I agree with what the state is saying as it relates to a duress defense and a duress instruction. We're not asking for duress instruction, and we're not putting this in for the purpose of proving a duress defense.
Well, then what in the world would it be relevant to? That's the thing I don't understand the relevancy then. Because if you're not arguing defense, what does it matter if her co-defendant committed domestic violence against her? So why is that relevant?
I'll proffer at least one fact in this case. So in this case, the state will put on evidence that Alicia Andrews gave Isaiah Chance, her cell phone, so that either he could conceal his identity or that she could help him commit the crime in this case. And the past incidents of domestic violence, I'll proffer to the court, is that situations where Alicia Andrews was forced to give her phone over to Isaiah Chance, was beat, was dragged, sometimes even sort of like kidnapped in his home for not giving up her phone and for texting other individuals on her phone, right? And so in this case, where the state is saying, hey, she gave up her phone willingly, she gave up her phone for the purpose of planning this, or helping to plan this murder, it's not the case. Her intent for doing that, her motive for doing that is completely different, right? And it's the past, the domestic violence and the past facts that I just proffered to the court that would shed light on why she's in a position where she feels that she has to give up her phone or can't leave and turn around and go another way because she's been abused by this individual in the past. And likely, if she doesn't comply with what he's saying, the same thing could happen to her in this situation. So,
Well, wouldn't she have to testify for any of that to come in?
Yeah, bro. In all honesty, they cook. And I hate to say it like that, but I don't think none of them is making it out. For real, for real. Now, I honestly do believe she'll probably end up flipping. The fact that, she already, tried to use the domestic violence thing is already, that's not flipping, but completely, but it's going in that direction because she was dating Isaiah Chan, so you was, this is your boyfriend, and you saying that he beat you for this. That's how you got involved because he beat you to this. So that's already kind of beaten. But she already denied a plea agreement of 18 years now. We have seen, basically when you, things of this sort well, she's not gonna get a plea agreement no more because her trial's coming. So what I was trying to say, we have things being, she's not gonna have no long extended trial. Let's be for real. So obviously, we've seen rappers and things of this sort, wait out a plea agreement, and then they get a favorable one, but she's not getting another plea agreement. She's finna go to trial, and I guess she can decide by Monday if she want to testify against him. I do believe she probably will end up testifying, but will they offer her, honestly, if she ends up testifying at this moment in time, will they offer her they probably won't offer her a lighter plea agreement because you gotta think about it. Like at this point, they're gonna try to fuck her. Pause. Okay, that was a terrible way to say it, but they're going to try to screw her basically, and we tried to give you 18 years. Now you coming back on hands and knees at the right before your trial. We're gonna give you some more. We'll give you 20 something, but that's tough. But what the guys are looking at, especially the shooters, because as we seen from surveillance, supposedly Isaiah Chance wasn't like he said, this is her boyfriend, so he really was more involved of getting the location and spotting him and things of that sort. But the shooters, Davion Rashad and Sean Gaffright, yeah, I don't think it's looking good for them because especially no disrespect, Sean Gaffright, but the footage that they released from the Tesla, that definitely looked like it could have been him.
So Tesla cars just record all the time? What? Oh, I gotta get a Tesla. No, I didn't know. Maybe it would have built-in cameras that will record, but I didn't know that Tesla cars had cameras that would just capture shit. Obviously, I do see that this looked like a charging station right here, right? This looks like a charging station. What? Y'all put me on game. Them motherfuckers alert you if people near your car? Oh, Elon got my money then. Elon, take my cash. I might have to get this goddamn cyber shit, even though shit look kind of ugly like Roblox, but fuck. Holy shit. Nah, this was crazy, chat. Bumbleclot.
It's clear from that.
Nigga, even the charging station just lit up extra. It said, charging complete. Charging complete, nigga.
Did use shell catchers, which was smart. Shell catchers hide, they catch the shell casing, so you don't really know what kind of guns being used. But that Tesla footage kind of, I think it kind of fucked that case, honestly. But what can we say now? She finna go to trial, so we'll see how it goes. I probably will discuss it once she gets once we see the end of this trial. I was gonna say once she beat it or anything, but she probably won't. So we gonna see how that go. But that's all I gotta say though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I did TikTok video, and we out.